I foresee this movie causing lots of awkward conversations with parents, with their children afterwards about where babies really come from. The Odd Life of Timothy Green is this new Disney movie. It stars this little kid, CJ Adams, Jennifer Garner, and Joel Edgerton. It's about these two parents who really want a kid so bad and their doctor tells them it's not going to happen. So they decide to take every little thing that they want in a kid, write it down in a notebook on a piece of paper, and then put it in a box and bury it in their garden outside. That night a rainstorm happens in the middle of a drought and a child miraculously is born from the dirt, and now they have a kid. But it's strange because the kid has leaves on his legs. He obviously does not fit in. He's a little strange. He has all the little qualities they wrote down on those papers. They love him, they have a kid, but they don't really understand how to make him fit in because he came from the garden. Seeing the trailers for this movie, I was really dreading going to this movie because it just looks like this Hallmark TV special, laughs, happy, sappy, sentimentality. You know, it looks really bad. And I will say this movie actually isn't awful. It's not an awful movie. The trailers do make it out to look like some, you know, Disney Channel original movie. And in some ways it is, but the trailers are definitely doing it a little bit of an injustice. It's not a terrible movie. It's not really a good movie though either, I gotta be honest. And it's funny because I mentioned this in my intro, but when I was driving home I was really thinking like, young kids, are they gonna be really confused by this movie and like look at their dad and go, "Dad, I was wondering, did I come from the ground?" Yes, son. Yes, you did. Because Billy said I come from vagina and penis. Yes. That too. I just have a feeling it's going to cause a lot of those birds and bees discussions. I know it's going to. At least for a few kids, it's got to happen. I will say this, the kid in this movie, CJ Adams, he's actually pretty good. And that's saying a lot for me because I'm usually annoyed with kids in movies. And he didn't bother me. Yes, pretty much his entire performance revolves around him being extremely cute. He actually wasn't annoying in this movie. He actually did an okay job. He's from Dan in real life as well. And he did a pretty good job in that movie too. I'm not really a fan of Jennifer Garner. I never really, I don't know. I think she's... I just don't know actually what it is. I'm just not really a fan of hers. She was okay in the film, she was fine. I thought Joel Edgerton did a great job. I thought out of the two parents that he really shined in this movie. I thought he did a very good job in this movie, and it's not just because he's a man and I'm a man and I relate to him because he's a man and we're both men. I just thought he gave a good performance in the film and I thought he was a bright spot of this movie. Problems with this movie is that it is incredibly cliched. It really honestly is. Like, every little thing happens and yeah. Basically every 2 minutes of this movie, the filmmakers kind of want you to go, aww. This is just an incredibly sappy film. It really is very, very sentimental. And that's not always a bad thing, but this movie is drenched in it. It's reeking of just, oh, it's so beautiful and cute, oh my god. You can see like a family going to it and the little kids just really enjoying it and they're leaving and they're happy. In fact, I actually saw quite a bit of kids leaving this movie and they were actually like hopping, like they were like, so excited. I think my biggest plus I can say with this movie without spoiling anything, I'm trying to figure out how to say it without I thought it was impressive. It impressed me the direction the film took and it surprised me. And I commend the film for that. That being said, this movie just is not for me and it's just not really the best movie to go see in theaters. I would say if you are like 8 years old, I don't think anyone watches me that's 8. If you are 8 years old and you watch this movie on TV, you might really enjoy it with your family. But if you're older than that, I think it's just kind of there. It's an okay movie, and it's not as bad as it looks, and that's nice to say. But for the most part, it's okay. It's The Odd Life of Timothy Green. It's a boy who grew from the garden. It's starring Jennifer Garner. I'm going to give The Odd Life of Timothy Green a C+. And as always guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmanized.